Get ready with me to start a family with my husband in prison. My husband is serving life in prison and he can't have any visits. So you're probably wondering how we're going to start a family. Well, we're going to do IVF. Of course, it's going to be a little different. So the process is he's going to go to the infirmary that's at the prison and they're just going to put it in like the cup, I guess you can say. They're then going to get that safely to my doctor's office. We are going to be fertilizing the one that has triplets, so I'm super excited. My husband has always wanted a big family. He says he comes from a family of millionaires, but he doesn't want me to meet them until after I have the babies, which I totally understand because some women are gold diggers. We have been married for a year now, so I really feel like we're ready. Obviously, he's not going to be able to be in the triplets' life, but he says his family is really going to be involved and help me out. Me and my husband have been together for about a year now. I know we moved fast, but for that reason, he wanted me to meet his family for Thanksgiving last year. At the Thanksgiving dinner is where I met his cousin. I feel like his cousin's intentions were not to be with me. It was just to get close to me, to get to know me, because his cousin's not here to do so. I guess I could have thought that something was going on when he started asking me to stay the night. He does live about an hour away from me, so I felt like he was just being nice and not wanting me to drive home late. And no, we were not sneaking around hanging out. My husband does know that we were spending time together to get to know each other and for me to get to know his family. It just so happened that New Year's Eve, I got a little messed up and we ended up going back to his cousin's place, and you know what happened. I do feel like I owe my husband the truth and to let him know what's going on so he doesn't, get suspicious. My husband's cousin did tell me that he won't tell the family anything, so I won't feel any type of way when I'm around them. So we can just basically play it cool until everything comes out. I have to tell my ex-husband that our daughter is not his. I know you're probably thinking it's like the typical, oh, I cheated on my husband, but that's not what happened. I actually told my husband that I was pregnant after he told me he wanted a divorce. Around the time my husband wanted a divorce, I found out that my sister was pregnant. At the time, I would do anything to keep my man. I love my man. I still do love my ex-husband. And no, I didn't just resort to automatically lying and saying I was pregnant. I did try to talk to my husband. I tried to meet my husband, but he just kept ignoring me. By the time he reached out to me, my sister had already had the baby. So I decided to just tell him that I had a baby. I felt it was easy to get away with this lie because he wasn't around to go to any doctor's appointments, so he couldn't prove that I was never actually pregnant. Me and my husband never had infidelity issues in our marriage, so he didn't assume that I was lying about the child being his. He didn't think that I was cheating or anything like that. I told my husband in prison that I was pregnant by his cousin, and this was his response. My husband and his cousin have a past that I was not aware of. It's kind of like this game of get back. My husband thought the game was over when he took the charge for him. My husband knows that I was manipulated, and because of that, he decided that he's going to stay by my side. My husband does want me to give my child his last name, and he wants to legally adopt them once he is released from prison in 2029. Get ready with me to visit my husband in prison for the first time. Me and my husband started talking to each other about 3 months ago. I've never heard his voice because he wanted to be kind of mysterious when I first met him. So we only write letters. I know y'all are probably wondering, how did I meet my husband? I met him on an app. He is going to buy me a house and a Range Rover once he is released. So for the people oh, you're holding down a man for all these years for no reason, just know we're good and only a real woman can hold a man down when he's in prison.